What's up, everybody? Thanks again for joining us on another special episode of the Who Do You Think You Are podcast. This is episode 175. And as always, I'd like to take this time to ask each and every one of you to please go to the YouTube. Takes you 2 minutes. Type us into the search bar, WDUTUR. First ones that come up, hit the like, hit subscribe. If you don't, CJ's going to run you over at your next Christmas parade. Also, check out the social medias at WDUTUR Pod across all platforms. That's WDUTUR Pod across all platforms. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Pedro.
Who do you think you are?
This is the Thanksgiving episode of Who Do You Think You Are?
You're gonna burn in hell forever, you maggot.
Oh, jeez, Louise, Alex.
Starting off strong,
Yeah,
Alex.
what's wrong, man? We're trying to have a good family-friendly episode of Thanksgiving. I'm Nick, one of the co-hosts of this podcast. Thank you for joining us. We have a fun episode. We have somebody in studio with us. We got a roast coming up. We got all kinds of stuff, baby.
And I'm Pedro, and I'm ready to get this thing going, dude. I'm just boiling up in me, man.
The blood?
Just something.
And
that Indian blood.
yeah, it's you said it.
And I'm Chris James. Follow me on Instagram at CJ Talks Funny for brand new jokes all week long. Chris Columbus James, that is.
Whoa, colonized.
And in the studio with us today, we've got Nick's sister, Jenn.
A returning guest.
A returning guest.
Yeah,
Get your
what is
hands
this,
out of your
your
pocket, first of all.
third
Thank you.
I think it's your
This
fourth.
is a professional show.
Sorry.
Fourth time on the show.
Is this your fourth time?
I feel like it's been more than that,
Maybe
no?
4 or 5.
We have 1, 2 here,
Mm-hmm.
and then
She was on
3. This is the 4th time.
Is this number 4?
Maybe
All right.
our most returning guest, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I
I
feel
thought you were going to say
special. Thank
most
you.
retarded guest.
Well, depending on the day.
Oh, there goes our monetization.
Come on, Pedro. Just because you're a Native American doesn't mean you can just throw around that word, dude.
Thank
My
you for saying
family
Native
say-
American. This guy over here was like, Indian. What year are you in, bro?
That's what they call themselves still.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they're from Cleveland. I like Indians. I like baseball.
Yeah, Kenny Lofton,
Hell yeah, dude. Great picture.
great player.
Heck yeah. And today, folks, we've got a roast for you. We're getting roasty.
We're getting roasty and
Thanksgiving
toasty,
Day
dude.
roast, please.
You're looking like a coffee bean. I'm going to roast you so hard, dude.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dude.
excited, dude.
I'm
Are
so
ya?
horny now.
Yeah.
My jokes aren't that good. I'll just
Mine
say
are
that.
like, this is the first time I've ever sat down and tried to write jokes. So you know what I mean? Can you get this little, I got some theme music for us. If you could just, if you would for me, please. Thank you.
Welcome to the roast of Thanksgiving.
Wow!
Hell yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Nick, your first roaster. Is that what are they called?
Yeah, your first roaster.
Roaster.
Here we go. Happy Thanksgiving, first
Happy
of all, you
Thanksgiving.
guys. Thanks for joining us. Kyle Rittenhouse gets to spend Thanksgiving with his family, which is nice. He gets to do something he loves. Joseph Rosenbaum no longer gets to fulfill his Thanksgiving Day plans, stuffing a 9-year-old boy like a turkey. So that's too So let's start with teachers. So we're roasting teachers today. A teacher once said, "I wasn't living up to my full potential." Talk about someone who doesn't take their own advice.
And Jen is a teacher. That's
Was.
why we're talking.
Oh yeah, true. Have y'all heard this one before? 2 teachers and a college student walk into a bar to clock in for work. You all know the old saying, those who can't do,
Teach.
manage restaurants. They still calling it a teacher in 2021? Those dumbasses are underpaid social workers. Did teachers get younger and hotter, or am I just getting older and more retarded? I'm like nervous. I'm like shaking. I'm like just doing this for you guys, dude. But all right, let's move on to Native Americans and pilgrims. Here we go.
Transitions.
Native Americans like gambling so much they invited white people over for dinner. Man, I hate gambling and casinos so much. I go in with $100 and lose everything I worked so hard for. I wonder if the owners know what that's like.
That was a good one, Jack.
Thank you. They say white people smell like dog. Is that why the Native Americans thought they'd be loyal? People claim Christopher Columbus didn't even discover America. His diseases sure as hell did. Do you think any Native Americans watch the Macy's Day Parade on a chilly morning, wrapped in some kind of blanket? Too easy. Too easy. I'm sorry. Some people would consider me a drunk. And I like to think of myself as a practicing Native American. History books say Squanto taught pilgrims how to corn, where to fish, and where to hunt for beaver.
Hell yeah, Squanto.
Hell yeah, Squanto, dude. If you give a pilgrim a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach a pilgrim to fish, he'll rape and pillage your tribe. Fun fact, pilgrim used to be the N-word for white people. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Have you heard of Redskin for a bookend? That's too much, dude. We got to get off of this. Have you ever met someone who runs a marathon on Thanksgiving morning? Makes you think those Boston Marathon guys were onto something. Let's look, a little sip before we move on to turkey. Jen, thank you for coming to the studio. All right.
What did turkey say?
Turkey makes you tired, lazy, and want to take a nap instead of work. Talk about cultural appropriation. Turkey sandwiches are to white people as flaming hot Cheetos are to the punchline of the previous joke. Hello.
Heyo.
Have you ever seen a turkey's neck? Then you've seen my ex-girlfriend's vagina. Experts say you can tell a turkey's gender by the shape of their feces. By the looks of mine, I am 100% gender fluid.
Diarrhea.
Here we go again. All right. And then, all right. Turns out the first Thanksgiving didn't even include turkey or mashed potatoes. So we're all just lying, fat, backstabbing pieces of shit. And in all seriousness, Thanksgiving dinner tables are a real ground zero for political divide amongst friends and family. So this year, I'm saying God bless Joe Biden because everyone can agree he's a real fucking idiot. Pass the gravy, Squanto. That's it.
Bravo.
Woo!
Yeah,
Love
yours
it.
are way better than mine, dude.
Those were good jokes, Nick.
Thank you.
Nick's a comedian,
I was
I
like
think.
nervous.
Mine are going to
It's like,
blow. Be prepared to not laugh at all.
That's not. You shouldn't set it up that way.
What?
Nothing.
Our next roaster, Squanto.
Piece of shit.
I taught you how to hunt for beaver.
Well, I'm Pedro, and I'm your next roaster, folks. All right? And we're also going to start off with teachers. It seems to be a topic throughout this podcast. First of all, I blame teachers for regurgitating false information regarding historical events that's not even a roast. That's just a statement. Hell yeah. I do agree teachers should get paid more. They babysit hundreds of kids, right? They teach them worldly topics and are rarely thanked for their job. I, on the other hand, would be completely fine with a teacher's salary. Shit, I'd pay to be around that many minors. Sometimes I wish I was molested by a teacher. And, hold on. Let me rephrase that one. All right.
Rephrase it. Please do.
Please, I'm
Sometimes
concerned.
I wish I was molested by a hot teacher. Instead, it was
Better.
Mr. Adams.
Oh.
Jen is a teacher, right, Jen? Or was
Was
a teacher.
as of 3 o'clock today.
Have you ever had that teacher that is just like the shit?
Yeah.
You know, like if all the teachers were like this teacher, you'd probably do really well in school, right?
Yeah.
Well, Jen is not that teacher. Today, I'm grateful for one less lousy teacher misleading our vulnerable youth. In all seriousness, though, I have to thank teachers I have teachers in my family, so I have to thank them. And I would like to thank you for the amazing job you do with some of these fucking degenerates. Speaking of giving thanks, Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Do you guys know what song the Pilgrims first sang to the Native Americans when they reached the shore? Your land is my land. My land ain't your land. I am a white man. I'll rape your woman. It was only after they conquered that they decided to change the lyrics.
That song's a banger, dude.
It is.
I can hear the steel drums.
Could you imagine if it were Indians from India instead of like Native Americans? We wouldn't exist, right? Like, because they'd be like, keep rowing, Sir Charles. We're nearly... God, what is that repulsive odor? Turn it around! Because they smell. Did you know there are about 574 federally recognized tribes living in the U.S., which is about the same amount of Mexicans trying to get into this country per second? That wasn't a joke. It's just statistics. Considered by many to be the greatest American cavalry leader of all time, Crazy Horse became known for defeating Custer in the epic battle of Little Bighorn, which is also what my wife calls my penis. A battle. Sometimes my wife and I role play that battle in the bedroom. We find a black guy with a crazy horse cock. She plays Custer getting pounded, and I'm in the corner playing with my Little Bighorn. This isn't a roast more than it is a shout out. I'm talking about Pocahontas. Pocahontas married John Rolfe, an Eastern European settler, completely going against her tribe's beliefs. She showed us how important it truly is to be on the right side of history. Props to you, Pocahontas.
Oh, yeah.
2 steps ahead.
Shout out.
Also, can I just ask why turkey? Like, why do the Native Americans give thanks with a fucking dry, not even that tasty bird? I would have murdered you too. Some people argue that settlers brought many great and wonderful things to the New World. I know a large group that doesn't. Privileged white Karens. You think the settlers would be acquitted of all charges if they say it was self-defense? You know, settlers got dropped off on some land that wasn't theirs, tried to better it by cleaning it up and making some changes. The locals weren't having it and fought back, and the settlers defended themselves. That sounds so familiar, doesn't it? If Kyle Rittenhouse were a Native American, he would be Squanto. Because much like Squanto, he worked to broker peaceful relationships between two opposing parties. Well, you think Squanto didn't collect a few scalps in self-defense, dude? Nick's family has roots dating back to some of the first settlers of the Americans. Congrats, you two.
Thank you.
Unlike the Times, him and his family still haven't changed their beliefs. Raping, pillaging, and conquering is very much alive in the Chento family. They just switched their focus over to the Mexicans. CJ also has roots dating back to some of the early settlers. That would make CJ's roots the only part of CJ that has been dated.
You're gonna burn in hell forever, you maggot.
And I'm Pedro, and that was your roast.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take a puff to relieve these fucking nerves.
I know. You got nervous. I know. I saw your Twitch. I was like, I felt better. I was like, I know we've done this 175 times. And I'm like, why am I like nervous doing this? It's weird.
Pedro stepped on a bunch of my jokes. We should have corresponded. But I'm going to say them anyway because I only wrote like 10 jokes.
Hell yeah, dude. Sam.
Anyways, I'm CJ, your next roaster. Thanksgiving. That holiday where we celebrate Columbus crossing state lines with a gun to defend himself against the Indians. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Rittenhouse.
That's a good one.
Nice.
And how do you think the justice system would have treated Squanto if he was a 17-year-old at a riot with a musket? Reminds me of when the Indian resistance to the Europeans mounted. We called them terrible names, like drunks and savages and redskins. That one's the worst one, redskins. It's so offensive. But in reality, they were mostly just peace pipe protesters. But on that great Thanksgiving Day, the first Thanksgiving Day, the Pilgrim and Native American protesters were able to set aside their differences and share a slice of Domino's pizza on the steps of the courthouse. But listen, we all know that this whole holiday is just a distraction from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. The Pilgrims established the transatlantic slave trade. Columbus was the original Jeffrey Epstein. Speaking of dances with children, Pedro's here.
Yes.
Pedro, I just want to apologize about all those blankets we gave your people.
Ugh.
We had no way of knowing they were infected with COVID. To be honest, we actually regifted those from the Chinese.
Oh. Damn it, you son of a bitch.
Sorry about all those generations of your family, buddy. Anyway, did you know that wild grapes were once a common Native American food source? Yeah. Which is interesting because Wild Grape is also Pedro's Indian name. He earned the nickname Wild Grape while filming a Native American gay porn film. It was called The Low Man on the Scrotum Pole.
Hell yeah.
And we've got Nick, the emo pilgrim here.
What's up?
Woo, what's up, Nick?
Kind of weird. The pilgrims used to wear belts around their hats, but Nick prefers to wear them around his neck.
Oh, that's dark.
And we've also got Jenn joining us in the studio today.
Oh, God.
Jenn married a brown-skinned man, which is very progressive. She's like the white Pocahontas.
Nice.
That's a good.
Very progressive. She's like Wokahontas. But Jenn actually just recently got well, she says she quit, but I think she got fired from her job as a teacher. So I guess now she's Brokahontas.
Oh!
Next week she's going to come in with her eyebrows tattooed on like Lokahontas. All right, that's
Damn, dude.
yeah, and you got to be careful, Jenn, marrying a white marrying a brown, because their food is a little spicy for our complexion. You might end up pulling a Joe Biden and paint the back of your pants with all the colors of the wind, which are also mostly shades of brown. Thanks, I'm Little St. Chris
Hell
James.
yeah.
Happy holidays.
Awesome.
Our first roast, dude.
first
That was pretty fun.
Rose.
That was good.
We
That
should
was good.
definitely have that segment again at some point.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We actually have the lesson plan that Jenn was teaching when she was fired.
Oh, this was the reason she got fired?
She got fired for her Thanksgiving Day lesson plan to the kids. Jenn, would you
It
like
got
to
leaked, didn't it?
Yeah.
Would you like to go ahead and read that too?
I would love
Oh,
to.
one of those little fucking kids videotaped it, huh? I think I
Yep.
saw that video.
They put it on IG. Thanks for watching, peoples.
All right. Jen's Thanksgiving lesson plan. In 1492, Columbus gave balls were blue. He hired a crew of 70 dudes, because some of them got to be queer. They walked the hardened captain's plank. They ended in the salty drank. Miles from shore, he made it clear. Some of them got to be queer. Scrubbing the poop deck with his nuts, he lowered his dingy and sailor's butts. Dingy, there we go. Words. 70 dudes at sea for months. Clap,
Some of
clap.
Oh yeah, you can ignore the claps.
Hoist the bussy and push in the guts. Somebody's got to be queer. Scurvy, curvy, trouser, trout. Dirty as a sailor's mouth. The only way he could come out. Some of them got to be queer.
Damn.
It wasn't cool to be gay back then. You had to be creative when you wanted to lay with men. Some of them got to be queer. He wasn't a sailing Einstein, more of a scurvy Weinstein.
Scurvy Weinstein. Oh my God.
Adventuring across the sea of homosexuality. Some of them got to be queer.
I'm surprised. Did Dad write that lesson for you?
Yeah, he did.
So you're saying
like
that
10 years old.
You're saying Christopher Columbus, his whole voyage to America was just an excuse for him to have gay sex?
100%.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Can we fact check?
That's kind of cool, though. I don't know why you'd be canceled for that.
Yeah,
'cause
why'd you
isn't-
get fired for
we're
that?
I don't know.
pro LGBTQIA.
I know.
It's
Someone's
because
got to
the
be
school
gay.
system is.
Yeah.
Some of them got to be queer.
Some of them got to be queer.
Yeah. I'm an ally.
Yeah.
So Jenn, you are now a fired teacher.
Yeah.
How's that?
How do you feel, dude?
Today, hold
not
on,
having
hold
a
on.
job anymore.
Let's give some context here. Today was Jen's last day as a teacher.
Yeah, I resigned 3 weeks ago.
Resign.
Yeah, resigned.
Forced resignation. We know.
It was forced for sure. Lots of tears today at school. It was very emotional.
I bet,
Yeah.
dude, because that's so much like a big part of your life.
Yeah, it's definitely an end of an era.
How many years what was it?
Well, if you include student teaching, it's been like 4.5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4.5 years. I resigned 3 weeks ago, and today was my last day right before Thanksgiving break. And yeah, it was a really bittersweet, weird day, but I'm actually really excited. I'm excited moving forward.
What?
Yeah.
I guess like what was the thing that really pushed you to get out of teaching?
Well, it's funny because a lot of people have asked me that.
Money.
The
Sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead.
he's bored, dude.
get off
He's
your
on
fucking
TikTok.
phone.
Boring.
The teacher comes
your
out.
Yeah, well, there's not like, it's funny because a lot of teachers have come up to me in the last few weeks, like as I was preparing for this last day, coming up to me like, what was the one thing that just like set you over the edge? And there really wasn't like one major event. It was just kind of like a collective
culmination.
Yeah. I've been kind of like examining my life probably the last year. Like, what do I want to do? I hate the word forever, but like, what do I want to do moving forward? The system is really corrupt. I mean, there's so many problems with the education system. I could go on and on and on. But really it just kind of dwindled down to like, it wasn't making me really happy anymore. Yeah. And it's, one of those professions, like you're too underpaid, you're too disrespected, and you do so much work out of your just like normal work day that I'm like, I always used to look at teachers early in my profession when I was like so in love with it. And I'd be like, why on earth are you still fucking here? This is a horrible job to do if you're miserable. You only do it if you actually enjoy it.
Well, it's comfort. That's the thing too. People get comfortable. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I've been in a job forever that I'm not really happy about, but I can do other things that I'm trying to.
Right. And this job, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many other jobs that would pay relatively similarly for way less stress, way less accountability in terms of, I don't know, there's so many factors. So for me, it was kind of like a culminating event. But I'm pretty angry at the education system. I think it's a fucked up piece of shit that needs to be changed.
It's like indoctrination, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but
I was trying to get her, dude.
Yeah.
She didn't buy.
I don't agree with that.
It is crazy because like I know from like being your brother and even hearing from our aunt and uncle that were teachers, and you hear a lot about how students now, it's like every kid has like this special, like they're like helicopter parents in a way, but not helicopter parents in the way that they're like trying to make their kids succeed and do well. They're making excuses for the kids at every moment that they can. Where it's like, our uncle, he was like,
enablers.
We used to have maybe one of those kind of students in every class. Then but by the time I retired, I had 30 students that every parent was like, they can't meet this deadline because of this or this, and all these kind of excuses. You're like, that is a strange world to move into. Oh, you can't read this book now. You shouldn't be reading this. You can't cover this topic. It's like, it's very strange.
Weird.
It took away, like the last year especially, we had like, you bring in the pandemic, right? And we had such an opportunity as educators.
If you believe in the pandemic.
If you believe in that. Well, we had to because we adjusted to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I was like not very funny. But we had such an opportunity to really change the system, and yet we're like, nope, let's go back to industrialized revolution. Like go to 6 classes a day, math, science, 1 hour each.
Right.
If
we're still gonna do like lecture style instruction, like we just pretty much were like, no, this is not an opportunity to reinvent or recreate. Let's just fucking do it business as usual because it's totally working. Not.
Yeah. How do you see, like, what would you reform in the education system, I guess would be?
Well, I think,
I know you could probably go on and
the
on.
The schedule is one of the major things. I think the schedule, I work in high school, so the high school schedule is completely ridiculous.
Your favorite.
Not your favorite.
Middle school is.
Ooh, 7th graders?
Around 7, 8.
Ooh, Stevie.
You're gonna burn in hell.
But yeah, I think the schedule is one thing. I think, like if you look at the European system, a lot of their high schools are much more like specialized to what the kids are actually interested in, and they give them
trying to bring the European
this fucking liberal
to the Americas.
Yeah. How's Europe doing, dude?
Yeah. How'd that work out last
How's Europe
time?
doing? Yeah.
Still looks pretty good to me. I don't know.
How come you progressives always want to take advantage of the pandemic to reform things?
I think
that's a shitty joke.
No. Oh, I'm like, I actually think.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you.
Well, we didn't though. That's what I'm just saying. We had an opportunity where we're like, okay, we got to cancel school for a little bit and like go online, and then we're gonna go back in person, and like we had this great opportunity to like make it better or
make it great again.
Yeah, make it MAGA. And we fucked up. We did, but again, it's not the teacher's fault. It's the government. It's the fucking district offices that are full of fucking garbage. I'm so low on the totem pole that it doesn't. Teachers really don't have any impact. There's really nothing. We have literally nothing.
You get a syllabus at the beginning of the year, and you're like, hey, you have to teach that.
Well, but even that, like, my autonomy's gone completely away. Like, I used to be able to pick like the poems I read and the short stories, and because I'm like a trusted professional that fucking went to school for 6 years.
Interesting.
And now they're like, since like there's
Cardi B,
she's here, Cardi.
You can come out now, Cardi.
I could go on and on and on, but I will say, actually, weirdly enough, even to piggyback what you were saying about like Uncle Wayne and talking about education, it's not the kids. It really is not.
Oh no.
It really. For me, yes.
It's the system, man.
Yeah.
Fucking system.
It's not the kids. I mean, today, literally, my kids were, it was like really sweet. They really showered me like a lot of presents. A lot of kids sent me some really nice messages. I had some really nice like one-on-one conversations with some of these kids. And really what always got me going back is I love the kids. Like I have so much fun building those relationships with those students. Pedro, can you relate? Building relationships.
But it's interesting too for you being a teacher, like with the pandemic, for example, like Arizona, it's probably better to teach there than a lot of these other places where they're like still in Zooms and stuff though, no? Like
I
wearing
actually
masks
disagree.
everywhere and
She actually disagrees, dude. Let her talk.
Well, the mask thing is
She's been
is
talking the whole
stupid.
time.
I know.
Just trying to get one point
I
in.
won't
Yeah,
shut the
she
fuck
even
up.
said low man on the totem pole. I was like, whoa.
I know.
Actually, Arizona's the worst place to teach for many of reasons.
Besides the money and all that.
No,
though.
it's not. That's the thing. Like a lot of people are like, oh, the money sucks, and yeah, of course the money does suck, and my new job is paying me almost double.
Where are you working now?
I'm just managing a restaurant in the old town.
Oh, that's where that joke came from.
Yeah, fucker. And so, what was I saying?
I don't know, teach.
Worst place to teach is Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Oh,
yeah.
really? The reason, I don't want to do Zoom the whole year, but the thing that sucked with us last year is no matter what, they would not shut school down. So, for example, they were doing like contact tracing, blah, 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 blah. And so at one point, I had more kids online than in person, but yet I was still fucking going to work for 9 hours a day,
Oh,
5 days a
really?
week. Oh, it's such fucking bullshit. So, like in January last year, I want to say 90 of my kids were quarantined because of contract tracing.
90 of your kids.
Yeah, I had one at 90 last year
190 children.
in 6 different
That is
classes.
crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's another huge. See, it's like such a can of worms because I could just, I could talk so much about it.
What do you think about homeschooling?
I think that's fucking trash because you just take somebody that.
Jen had 190 kids. Geez, what is she, a Mexican? Sorry.
She's trying to marry into the.
I did. I married a
dude.
brown man. Cartel. No, I think homeschool is trash because the reality is by doing that and by saying, well, the public system sucks, which it does. By saying that, we're just then separating ourselves even more and more from these people who have spent so much time in school to educate your children. And then you're like, well, I can do it too. I was in a parent meeting this year and a parent straight up looked me dead in the soul and said, well, I could teach AP language if I wanted to. And I said, go right a fucking head.
Why is Rachel in her school?
I don't know.
Rachel,
Our daughter's not even that old.
is she going to be homeschooled?
No, we don't know what's going to happen yet.
She might not be even schooled, they're thinking.
Yeah. No.
Maybe just skip school altogether, dude.
Just do like
Go right
crafts
to
all
work.
day.
yeah.
In the factory.
I mean, it all sucks. I get it. The system is really corrupt. But no, I would say it was never the kids. They were the reason why I kept going back.
Well, I guess it's like with anything in life, though. It's always like, not always. Obviously, there's like big events that can happen that will break you and turn you into a different path. But I think more often than not, like with relationships, I think about like some long-term relationships that I've had. And I'm like, it was a multitude of small things that just add up. And you're like, I can't fix all of these things and all the things that we've been through. It's like, it's been broken for a long time. So there's not really any fixing it at this point. It's just a comfort thing. So I think that's kind of what happens. You get, it's like it's a frustration that builds and it snowballs and
It's a burnout.
yeah.
And I didn't beat the statistic. 3 to 5 years as a teacher burnout.
Oh, is that? Damn,
Is it
it's
really?
like it's like an NFL player.
1 to 3 for special ed teachers. So Fernando's in year
Really?
3. So
And do
we'll
they
see.
usually also end by beating the shit out of their spouse and getting arrested?
I would imagine. I don't know.
That's what I'm gonna
Stay
do.
tuned.
As a
Episode 205. I'll let you guys know.
comes in with a black eye and a new black guy.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
As a Ron
Fernando,
Paul,
see you later, dude.
as a Ron Paul libertarian, I support the idea of homeschooling, but as a libertarian, it's really only good in theory, because like it's crazy because it's a good idea. Like homeschooling is a good idea if you can afford it and if you can manage it. Most people can't. And like the idea that's a solution to the problem of public schooling is pretty nonsensical.
What always
You know what I
made
mean?
what always made me weird about it is because like I knew homeschooled kids, like I've worked with them before, and I've always thought like school also has that social thing, and that
Yeah.
you get stripped of that so much. So I think
100%.
that's also a huge part of it. Where I'm like, you could probably inform your kid and teach them in far superior ways.
Right.
But I feel like there's that social thing where like mommy and daddy aren't always around. Like you are this little Indian walking through elementary school, getting picked on, falling in love, being embarrassed, like all these weird kind of growing pains.
That's
Great
the
show.
practical part. I think, hell yeah, growing pains, dude. That guy was a pedophile. The dad in Growing Pains.
Was he?
Yeah, the dad.
What did he do?
My favorite
He
show.
touched
I
children.
love that show.
Do you know what a
No, that was
pedophile
one in
is?
seven. That was one in 7-7.
Okay, 7-7,
Yeah,
right.
that's why. Yeah, so don't try to fucking talk down to me when you got the wrong dad wrong. So I'm like, well, okay, what did he do? Yeah, Seventh Heaven dad fucking molested 1 and 2 year old kids.
Favorite.
Whoa.
That was my favorite
Alright,
show in
dude.
elementary
And
school.
Mr. Feeney motorboat Topanga.
Aww.
On set?
I wish, dude. I wanted to motorboat Topanga so many years of my life.
Me
Dude.
too.
Oh,
Topanga
those
was-
DSLs? Are you kidding me? I didn't even know what DSLs were. I didn't even know I liked that.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
It's
I was-
fucking primal, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is primal. You're right, dude. Chief Great. What you call him?
It's primal.
What, Grapes of Wrath? No, what was it?
Yeah, what was your joke?
Wild Grape.
Oh, Wild Grape. Chief Wild Grape.
Dances with Children.
Dances with Children.
That is the practical part that's missing from a lot of the homeschool idea is like if you're going to homeschool your kids, you absolutely need to also work in some sort of social interaction.
100%, yeah, 'cause
with big groups as well.
That's like teachable too. Like you can teach how to socialize, and you go out. It's a fucking field trip.
Yeah, your first kiss can't be with your mom, dude.
But then it's that
Ask Nick
same
about that.
problem where actually my first kiss was with a girl named Maggie. Okay, shout out Maggie. Hope you're doing good.
Maggie, where you at, girl?
Redhead, dude.
Ooh, spicy.
The carpet didn't match the drapes, dude. She was 6. I was 12.
Ew.
No, we were both 6, I think. I think, dude.
Riker.
Age is just what? Riker's your first kiss?
No, I don't think so. But in elementary school, this
When
is
was your
bad.
first kiss?
I was old. I was like 16.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah,
I'm hella old, dude.
I know. I was,
That is
a,
really
I was
old.
a
Kiss
fucking
when Nick started jerking off.
pretty much.
Yeah,
I was a
basically.
prude alert. I was such a prude
She
alert.
felt like the aroma in the air in the house, and she felt like the section. Is that bleach?
I gotta go. I gotta go find a boy to kiss.
Who was it? Who?
What was his
say?
name? His name was Michael.
Hell
I didn't
yeah,
date
Michael. Dude.
Michael. Where
And
you
what
at?
was the situation? Like, why did you like?
I was honestly, I think I just wanted to get it over with.
So like, where you out? Like, just like I
I was in Roach Harbor with Montana.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn, first kisses.
I
Fun
know,
time.
man.
That's old.
I was old.
That's
And
crazy.
was he willing or? were
no,
you
I
just
actually
stronger
pinned
than
him. I pinned him down
Damn,
and
rape.
Oh.
No, it
Rape.
was actually really sweet. I was also
He too.
drunk for the first time too, so it was like a lot of experiences
first.
in one
Damn.
evening. I was like drunk.
How did you not fall in love with Michael? Dude?
I don't know.
If
I think
was
he's
drunk
married
and I-
now.
Pedro, when was your first
Stop.
kiss?
Married, 2 kids, 4 and 7.
2-story house in the suburbs.
Yeah.
He's an engineer.
Yeah, but I don't know why I didn't fall in love with him.
Maybe he never fell in love with me.
Oh,
Oh, Michael.
Michael.
Shout out Michael, dude.
Shout out Michael, dude.
I was actually, yeah.
When-
That
I
was
was actually just thinking
I
about
was just
Michael.
fantasizing about Michael.
Last time I was having sex, I was fantasizing a
I
different
was
person.
actually, I was about to say something so lame, and I really stopped myself, and I'm so happy I did.
We're still working on that, so that's
Hell
good that
yeah,
you've
dude.
picked that up that
Yeah,
quickly.
well,
deal.
it was about Taylor Swift, and I figured no one would be.
The new album, though? Yeah. Spot on, dude.
You have to remember that 5% of our demographic is women.
Okay, perfect.
5. You give it 5?
It is 5 if you look it up.
I'm
Pedro, when
all
was
about
your
the
first
50s.
kiss?
My first kiss, dude, I was in kindergarten.
And when was the first time you got drunk?
The first time I got
Kindergarten, he's Native American.
fourth grade,
Both with my uncle.
18 Bud Lights.
It'll do something to you, kid. The first time I got drunk, I mean, knowingly I was getting drunk because I was.
What do you mean?
I was.
Were you drugged?
Somebody tricked you?
I have this uncle, right?
Deal.
No, and he drinks a lot of whiskey and Coke and just leaves it, whatever he doesn't drink out and about. And I was 2 years old and I took a fucking full swig
2?
of that. Yeah.
And you remember?
I don't remember this. This was what I was told by my trusting parents.
That's what you were told. That's
Yeah.
Mijo, you borracho, my niño.
Accidente.
Yeah.
We weren't trying to make you fall asleep.
And yeah, they said I slept for like the whole day.
Oh, you should try that, dude.
Yeah, Izzy.
Come here. Your teeth coming in.
She'd be a wild drunk, dude. She's already a wild kid. Can you imagine her drunk, dude?
But knowingly
Yeah.
getting drunk that I was doing it to myself.
And when's the
like
first time you kissed yourself after that?
13. In the mirror? All the time.
I never kissed myself in the mirror, but I did practice kissing. Like I would kiss my knee and stuff.
yeah.
I
hand.
kissed a yearbook all the time. This girl named Patty.
Patty, what a
I think
name.
it's like Patricia. I know. And I was in love with her, dude.
Trish the Dish.
And I remember sleeping over like at this guy's house. I was like dating her. This is like second grade, and I was just like, dude, this is I need like fucking scheming, dude. I was like, and what was the worst part about this is this memory stuck with me is that we had waffles in the morning.
Ooh.
And like mom would always cut them up for us, and they didn't do it. And I was like, I don't know what to do.
What the fuck is
and
this?
they all made fun of me, dude. Like,
know, we have enablers as parents.
They made me feel like shit for not like.
I had a
knowing
lot
what
of
to
moments
do.
like that where, like, you don't know how to cuff your sleeves, or you don't know how to do, just like a bunch
My
of things
husband
like
still
that.
doesn't know how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Well, it's because he can't reach, right? He's he's a big.
He's got a lot going on.
Kidding, dude.
That was mean.
funny,
I
dude.
know.
Fuck you. Yeah.
I thought we were still roasting, dude. Sorry.
Keep sucking Satan's cock.
You weren't even roasting before, dude.
I know they weren't
Don't
even
start
roast,
now.
dude.
Isn't it kind of weird that you remember, at least I do, I remember every single person I ever had like a major crush on. Like I remember from like literally
Absolutely.
kindergarten on, I can literally recall
Hell yeah.
every single person
I
I've
don't.
had. Really?
And Brand New has this lyric that's like, I used to know the name of every person I kissed, and it like goes on. And I was always like, I remember hearing that when I was younger because they were so influential to me. And I was like, I would never not know the name or the
So
place or the
sensitive.
person. And now it's like there's multiple
Yeah.
people I've no idea.
Yeah, but that's because you're an
Shame.
alcoholic.
It wasn't not even.
You're just
those
seeing
were like
double.
before those days. Like
Nick
that.
was-
It
So I'm
just
saying now.
Nick was a square.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that's why I was kind of asking, trying to get the temp, because like me and Pedro, like my first kiss was probably kindergarten, and the first time I got drunk I was 9. So it's just, I'm like, is that a Phoenix thing? Like, are we just degenerates, or like what's the deal?
We're from
just a whole bunch of
Seattle.
Pieces of shit here in Arizona, dude.
you just like you're also raised like I was like Catholic in a sense, and like that and like the Disney pressure we always bring up, dude. I was like I wanted to be with one girl, marry one girl, be with one person. Like I wanted that path. I
Right.
like felt like that was what it was supposed to be. Like I had
guilt.
like I had a girlfriend like in 7th grade, or even
She
before
was
that.
hot too.
Which one, Chelsea or Allie? Shout out, dude.
Hot sex.
Chelsea, where you at, girl?
But like they're like the next
Allie
one.
was a slut.
I know, and like we could have like
That's
done all those
hot.
things, and I was like, I don't think we're gonna
That's
get
hot,
married. So like
though.
I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like so So
Yeah,
she was jerking
I had
off
that
all the
too.
time.
That's
So
what-
shout out.
hey, that's not religious guilt.
Well, that's what's funny. You find these weird loopholes around like your sexuality.
Yeah,
that's why
of
religion's
course.
stupid.
I had more
A
like
mouth?
Jerry Springer pressure. I was always like,
No
You
Disney
are not
pressure.
the father.
The results are in.
I always, for some reason, I always fantasized about the breakup, because I always thought it was so dramatic and so meaningful for some reason.
It is.
And which is such a toxic thing to
Yeah.
have instilled in
Are you
like,
a
a little kid's
masochist?
brain. People ask me that a lot. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't
that's
think you
about.
are.
I don't think so either. I don't like to.
I'm
be
definitely a
uncomfortable.
masochist.
I'm definitely a masochist
Yeah.
as well. Runs in the family.
You think so? Why do
Sometimes.
you think you're a masochist?
Will you hate yourself or you beat yourself?
You guys hurt yourself on purpose.
You like to feel pain.
You like to feel pain so you can feel something.
Well,
in a
so
sense.
so like Nick is an artist, so I totally get the masochist thing from you, right? Because you're like a writer, and you're like, I feel-
Writer.
a writer.
I guess you're like a writer.
So I think I'm that way too, because I've obviously struggled with my own. Wow, that got deep real quick. I've struggled with my own mental
The
illness.
topic
as
or your
well.
voice, dude?
Both. There's a lot of flex.
I guess if that counts as a masochist, but I don't enjoy it. I just kind of do it to myself out of compulsion, like because I can't figure out how to just be okay with being normal.
I can't be.
Interesting.
I feel like I can't be artistic or creative unless I'm feeling like that way.
That's toxic.
I already have all
That's
the,
totally toxic.
yeah.
like all the pain and all that's kind of just like there as the base level. Like sadness was always my base level,
Right.
So I'm always trying to get out of that. That's why I would say I'm not a masochist.
Yeah,
'cause
okay.
I
Right.
don't like it.
I wouldn't consider you that at
Yeah,
all.
I don't
Yeah.
see that.
I don't try and create problems for myself. I just do.
I
But,
just like
like-
to feel sad.
It's not that I just. It's like a weird gut. I mean, like laying down in the middle of the street, like the joke of the belt around the head or the neck. It's like I don't know. It's like these weird things that just like spurt out.
It's the feeling alive thing, I think.
I think I
is.
got it all out as a kid. Because I used to definitely have those kinds of things. Like I used to like the whole jackass thing. I used to love.
But I did all that
and I
too.
would get
I
into
cut.
the-
I did all that.
I know,
stuff.
but that's what
I
I'm
did-
saying.
yeah.
Is like I think that I got it out. Like where like how I told you before. Like we were doing all the jackass stuff, and my friend like judged me because I started to say like I kind of enjoy, like I kind of get a thrill out of the pain.
Right.
And he was like, I don't think that's good. And he said it so judgmentally that I was like, I'm never gonna say that to a person again, dude. I want people to like me too much, you know.
That's interesting. I remember when you brought that up, and I was like, how that stuck with you. And I wonder if I had a friend like that would. But I think the problem is as well is like you were saying, like being an artist or writing. Sometimes like I look at these like Charles Bukowski, Hunter S. Thompson's, and I'd be like, oh, you have to have these terrible, dingy experiences to
Right.
be able to have something to say. So like, for those jackass times, like we were making a show, like we were videotaping it on a VHS recorder. So I'm like, this pain, this masochism, like we're projecting, we're using it to put it out some way. But the artist, more than anything, Mac Miller taught me about looking at that struggle in more than one way, and which is sad that because he ended up dying, obviously, overdosing. But he showed me like those different sides. Like you don't have to be like this masochist sad like to make good music or good art.
Yeah.
Like you can look at both sides of that and then use it to, like as a broad like paint like a stroke, of like what to paint with the ideas you're trying to translate. Like you can still make art that touches people.
Yeah.
That's deep. If that's not like, oh, I want to fucking die and everyone around me is miserable and I want to float in the ocean of eternity, It's
kind of that comedy thing. Like you see that a lot in comedy where people are like the trope that you can't be funny if you're not fucked up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like I've met some funny people who had really great lives,
Yeah.
Have you though?
Yeah. People, some of the funniest people I've ever met, like just as far as just quick, because
You
they're
said funniest people ever, and I know I'm the funniest person you ever met.
But I think it's surface level because like if you look at like I don't know for sure. Obviously, I don't know the people you're talking about, but like
Michael's one of them.
Okay. Surface level that like you and I had like really very well in my perspective, and it's always funny talking to siblings because they have such a different outlook of how their childhood was. For me, other than like the religious trauma and dad kind of being a dick 9 times out of 10, I like overall we had a very nice like pretty quote unquote normal suburban upbringing, right? But then like if you look deeper, our whole family definitely has some in the mental capacity, right? Oh, schnitzel Fritz.
Everybody kind of. What was that?
I don't know. Are you okay?
he
No, but it
snapped
just
part
made
of
it
his.
popped it in my mouth, dude.
Everybody kind of has that though. I think what's weird, and I hate it.
they're not funny.
I hate that. I think that Catholicism, that religious trauma. I hate that. I think it did way more to me. Like I'm embarrassed the amount that it's
That you let it affect you, or that
not that it affected me. Like
you're not
it
alone.
seems
There's
like
so many people like
but
that.
it seems like such a stupid think about people's upbringings, like how much worse it is in different areas, right? Or like how much worse it could be. And I'm like, I was raised Catholic, and I was told. But the thing is, dude, like you're told there's this heaven or hell, and if you don't believe it, you go there, and if you don't, they don't, and they have no answers to any of your questions. Like wondering, like, okay, well, if I don't really feel like this is true, and they're like, well, if you don't believe, then you can't believe. And I was like, I want to
Do you
believe, but
still
it doesn't
believe in
make it-
that?
then you're going to hell.
Do you still have that? Because I do. I definitely still have
I
that.
solved it through psychedelics, Ram Dass, Alan
You're
Watts.
gonna burn in hell.
So I'm still worried about the burning in hell.
I'm not worried. Oh, you are.
Oh, 100%.
Wow, that's
not hell.
That's
not
scary.
hell.
Just
no,
that lights out.
It's lights out.
I feel like
it's
I
the
am
brand
burning in
new.
hell.
It's the brand new thing. I'm not afraid to die, but I'm a little bit scared of what comes after. Boom. Fucking.
I'm afraid of the dying part and
I'm not.
what comes after. I don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah, it sucks. Like I feel like I don't know. I don't know. It sucks.
I get a little bit like overwhelmed with the idea, and it comes from DMT trips mostly, because I'm just like, it's probably going to be like that. Like if their consciousness continues in any way, it's probably going to be this really overwhelming thing. At least for right at the first bit, like it's going to be this thing that you have to relax into. Otherwise, it might. There's going to be a lot of energy moving in places that are, moving in ways that are unfamiliar and uncomfortable. But then I also think about like really, really like the biggest mushroom trip I ever had, where I just like totally zonked out into like almost like a deep sleep state, where it was just like, oh, everything makes total sense all at once.
It's so. It's
Well,
a
there's so
beautiful
many
feeling.
theories about
be
that.
Peace,
They all like there's so many theories about like acid and all that. Is pretty much it basically cures people of end of life anxiety.
It's
And
changed
so-
mine.
and all that.
Yeah, I genuinely kind of think I would probably benefit from that because I have
would.
major end of life anxiety. Like I'd still, like Nick and I frequently talk about like panic attacks in the middle of the night.
But I don't have that at all anymore.
That's amazing.
I was for years. But
it's
because,
horrible.
Yes, these drugs like
fucking
peel
horrible.
I
back
have
the
them all the time.
Yeah, it sucks.
But which is strange because like you have, I don't know, but like because like some of these drugs, they peel back these layers of what you think existence and reality is, and once you see that you can see through your own eyes as like, you know, the passenger, just like being the witness. Once you see that shift and you're like, oh, there can be a completely different thing inside of life and existence, that it's interesting. Like it kind of gives you like a comfort to know like it can be different, but it's okay. It's like that you've been asleep longer than you've been awake.
Ooh.
You know?
So that
It's-
gives me like fucking
but
anxiety.
it should, but it
Albert
shouldn't because
Hoffman.
you were okay. You were okay.
Albert Hoffman
Everything
said
was
that,
fine.
Like
Right.
that he's not worried about death because whatever it is, it's probably just going back to the same place you came from before you were born.
Wherever the fuck that was.
Exactly. I'm like, for that gave me comfort for a long time, and then I had the thought of like, number one, what if it's not? Could very well not be.
Right.
It's just like a thing to say. And then like number two, I don't know where that was or how,
Right.
you know, like life has been pretty uncomfortable. So being born kind of sucked, you know?
Yeah. Well, but like I like Alan Watts, how it's like what's on is off. So it's like at whatever point when you're off, there's like inevitably there's another side to that will come around
Right.
with a time lapse that you have no idea. So at whatever the time is linear in this strange way that like 1 year would mean nothing if you're not existing, then all of a sudden you would exist again. If we're all just like this recycled cyber or
Well,
not
I think-
cyber, but
yeah.
well soon, yeah, cyber stardust. But yeah, we're just recycled stardust. Like it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, whatever happens.
But it's so hard because like my husband like has none of that. Like he's
That's
just
so fucking weird to me.
He's
I know.
just so chill. Like I remember like the first time I ever let myself be exposed of those panic attacks to him, instead of me just like fucking awkwardly hitting the walls and screaming fuck, you know,
Yeah.
like telling him what the fuck was going on, and he was just kind of like, "But babe, like heaven." I'm literally
Cowboys
like, "The
won."
fuck?" I know, like, and I love him for that, but fuck, I'm like, that must be so nice in that cute little ignorant little
My cousin
headspace.
is like that, and he's capable of like going there with the philosophical thoughts, but he doesn't freak out about stuff. He just doesn't
Right.
have anxiety at all.
Right.
And I'm
so
just like,
crazy.
that's
That's
amazing.
weird. Is
What
that
is
good?
that like?
Yeah, do you have?
I think
one,
it's just
haven't drank
genetic, you know.
Yeah. Well, we definitely all have. I mean, I think
sure.
every single. I think it
You think our
totally
older
is
sister
genetic.
does?
So, yeah, 100%.
What's her name, dude?
Don't say her
You're,
name.
Why are you saying so many people? You sold out our uncle.
I
You sold out your
know.
first kiss.
Well,
or
it's just
something.
like, I'm sorry, Michael.
We're blowing up. We have a fucking
love you, Michael.
live stream. We got 3 cameras in here, dude. We're the biggest Phoenix comedy podcast
I know.
right now.
I
You're
fucked up. I
throwing-
fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so sorry. The prettier, older one.
Yeah. The fucking smoke show.
Yeah, fucking bada bing, bada boom, 5 stars.
The one I
10 out of
wish
10 would
Why don't you ever
recommend.
invite her on, dude?
Because she's not funny.
She would never do this.
Andrea
Yeah,
is
she's
really
going to
pretty.
heaven, dude.
Yeah.
She's going to heaven and she's really pretty.
She's already in heaven, dude. She's floating
Yeah,
everywhere
she's
she
like,
walks.
la.
Everybody's like, you're beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
Good song, man.
Thank you.
Great song. What were we talking about her for? Oh, she totally has it.
Just
Are you fucking
genetics
kidding
and
me?
anxiety, yeah.
You think, yeah.
All of her health problems, I can almost
true. It
guarantee
just-
you
yeah.
are pinpointed. Like, think about your gut health, mister. Drinks, whatchamacallit every morning.
Oh, whatchamacallit. I love
Yeah,
those, dude. The
yeah.
cherry flavor, the cherry whatchamacallit.
I love those.
Kombucha.
Cherry
Not
kombuchas, dude.
sponsored. But you know, like gut health is so important, right?
it's crazy.
So for her, to me, everything, think
Wait.
about all of her problems are from
Gut health, 95% of your serotonin comes from your gut.
Right.
Everybody out there. So take care of your
Damn,
gut.
dude.
Take care of your gut health.
Yeah, and stop taking ibuprofen and all that garbage because it
And
fucks
drinking
you up.
every night.
Would you take Excedrin every day? dude?
Yeah, I actually haven't since I quit smoking weed.
You haven't?
Oh, good
Nice.
job.
I-
Proud
I've
of
been
you.
able to get by on Tylenol.
Is it like
a couple
headaches?
times.
Is
Give
it
him
for
a
like
high five.
migraines?
Yeah, I was getting. I mean, I've always had daily migraines.
Can you look at me
But
like
I've
that
also, since I was 16, smoked weed like 1,000 times a day. So it's like,
Probably that.
yeah, I didn't think so, but certainly seems that way.
again? Well, when was it when we did like the 30-day challenge that you kind of like took a step back and that made you realize?
I
like-
mean, I've been, well, no, I just started having panic attacks every day for every time I smoked. So I was just like, this sucks. And I mean, it's probably just the confluence of all the stress and stuff like that. Cause I've been near rock bottom for a long time and that shit fucking builds up. So it's just like, I think that caused a lot of stress, and then smoking it changes my headspace. When my headspace doesn't need to be changed, it needs to be focused, you know? And so it's just like that. I don't know, something about it's just causing anxiety, or maybe it's getting older. But
Dude, you're getting anxiety right now, huh?
no.
Oh, damn it.
I got on the way over here.
Why?
I don't know. It's like really like today was really a weird day though. You know, like when there's
You
just
have
so
a
much
lot of
energy.
Emotion today.
Well, like
Oh, yeah.
the kid, like a lot of kids came after school and all, like there was like 40 of them that all wanted to talk to me one-on-one and give me some heartfelt thing about about like something, right? And so it's just it was a lot of energy. It was a lot of energy, and then I was running late, and I don't like being late. And
Yeah.
Dude, I love Bradford. When he brought this, we were talking about a while ago. We don't need to get into the details, but he was talking about how people offload onto you and how you become that person. And it was one of the things that stuck with me more than anything. That's really, I don't know if you're familiar with this kind of theory, like, but basically you become this person that everybody projects all this energy and stuff onto so that they feel better, and you just absorb all this energy, and then slowly at the end of the night you're like, I've just taken in so much without expelling. It's like I've never thought of that concept before, and I was like, I am that person. I let people offload on me at work.
so relatable.
People that my friends, like, I'll soak it all in without like putting my own out there. Just like I love that,
like processing it.
Yeah, just without exactly. It's like something that you're not aware of. Once you're aware of it, you can kind of be like, you can step back from it and be like, I'm trying to help this person, trying to talk to this person. You're
Right.
talking to
Yeah.
your students. But I would start, when they'd get emotional with me, I would soak in their emotions as like some fucking kind of like spider web, and then I would start I would
Yeah.
carry all of their anxiety and depression, sadness, and like
Well, that's
don't
a
ever
lot.
be a teacher.
yeah.
That's the problem.
I just feel bad because I ruined everyone's Thanksgiving.
I mean, amen.
Yeah.
Don't be a teacher, because that's honestly that was a lot of the like culminating decision, as it was taking a lot out of my own like mental health, carrying the weight of other people's.
Yeah, and would you
issues.
have kids like come up to you and like offload on you?
Oh my God, a girl told me straight up today in her letter she wrote to me, because I taught her 3 years in a row. So I taught sophomores and juniors this year. So some of my juniors this year I've had since they were freshmen. And she straight up was like, I didn't think I'd live to see 17 years old. But like,
Damn.
since you're my first hour teacher for the last 3 years, I wanted to wake up and come to school.
And now I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally like, fuck.
And you caused this
And now
because you got
You're like,
fired.
My 2 week notice of living.
Really appreciate it, kid.
So like that, I know. It's like
Yeah.
shit like, oh yeah, kids would all the
heavy.
time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's really heavy.
How much time do you have? What are we even at?
Where are we at? Where are we at?
52.
fine.
Yeah, we're doing good. About 20 minutes.
Because there's two things I want to talk about. One of the things I think, and you brought it up earlier, and I kind of forgot about it, like Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that her name? I always fuck up her name.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine,
Horrible
Ghislaine.
name.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Dude, I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about Wisconsin. You know, the bowling alley situation. And I don't know.
What happened
you
to
guys-
the bowling alley, dude?
Well, it was like joke about a car going through a parade, like a bowling. But like the Maxwell thing. So lists of names came out, and I wanted to talk about this because we had a hip hop guy on last week. We've talked multiple times about
Shout
like,
out Pilot Flying. We have Pilot Flying
Hell
on.
yeah.
Check them out at pilot_flying.
and then before that, the episode before that, we talked about Travis Scott and having like this satanic kind of ritual, and then this list comes out with the people that are associated with Maxwell and Epstein and all these like pedophiles, and then you see Jay-Z, you see Big Diddy, Puff Daddy.
I don't think Puff Daddy was on that list.
Oh, didn't you say that?
No, I mistook
Okay. Oh, okay.
Jay-Z's name for Puff Daddy's name.
Okay, yeah, him, Lil Wayne, Beyonce, and then we always talk about this too. Then you saw Black Cube, LTD, which is like a hip hop thing as well, and then which is also one of those things leaning into this like weird satanic kind of thing. So it's like, are we? It's weird. It's like it keeps on happening where it's like, are they just leaning into this like satanic thing, like Third Eye, and then this shit keeps on happening and coming out, and you're like, wait, is this a satanic ritual? Like, is this a satanic cult?
When you look into like, because I've read a bunch of like esoteric literature and like the Masonic handbooks and stuff like that, and like they do legit.
What happened?
You got to zoom in on her face whenever you just started talking about that.
Keep sucking Satan's cock.
Fernando?
And like you can, once you start to become familiar with some of the rituals and stuff like that, you can see it on like the MTV Music Awards and bullshit. And you're just like, why? Like, for example, one thing you'll always see in music performances, and I just saw it this weekend, Rogan posted the Rolling Stones, and like everybody's always doing the Jesus thing at the end.
Right.
And you're
But
just like, why do you all do that? And it's like,
but maybe because it works. Or it's like a set. It's like if you see other artists, other people doing this,
maybe it works. Maybe it's a signal. You know what I mean? Maybe they're signaling.
It's like a nod.
Yeah. They might believe it though. I mean, Beyonce, there was an article that came out that she is like into witch. Like one of her assistants accused her of being into witchcraft and like abusing the shit out of her.
She's into black shit, dude.
Like black magic rituals and shit.
Whoa, just because she's African American, dude, it's not just black magic,
African
right?
American magic, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. True Chainsful, right?
So I mean, they believe it. Iggy Azalea, I think it was Jack.
Oh, she a baddie, dude.
I hate her.
Oh my
Dude.
god, dude, she up.
And I might be using it might be somebody else. I don't know. But Jack from Twitter, we talked about this before, where he like sent her some of his hair to have her do like a fucking ritual to protect him from ISIS.
Oh, that's right.
Did it work?
It's like, what the fuck
Did
are
it
these
work?
people
You never got
into?
attacked
He's
by
still
ISIS?
alive, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever get attacked by ISIS?
No.
What's this fucking guy talking about?
Facts. Fact
It's a
check.
fact, yeah.
Shit, I'll sell
Vibe
over
check.
a couple of pubes of mine to Iggy Azalea,
So,
dude.
just save yourself from ISIS?
I would say so.
I'll give him my fucking left eye to Iggy Azalea, dude.
Or like Alex
Oh,
Jones.
shout out left eye, dude.
He snuck into Bohemian Grove and they're all doing that ancient ritual to the fucking owl god or whatever.
Right.
Like the sacrificing
yeah.
of the kid or
He
whatever.
has
the
an owl
cremation of
tattoo.
care.
Satan.
Bro.
Ew.
Wait, oh, they have bad history with owl tattoos, dude. That's true. Is that what I said to you? Or
No,
is that just a
I
gut
don't know.
reaction?
It was a
being a
reaction.
brat.
No, it's a
dude.
gut reaction, dude, because you have a bad history with an owl tattoo.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
I don't think she wants to. I think that's why she's not talking about
I
it.
don't know what you're talking about, actually.
What do you mean? A person of some certain gender had an owl tattoo on their forearm.
Oh, sorry.
Is that the forearm they used to molest you?
Oh,
Yes.
Come on, dude.
Why is it always about molesting with you?
Jesus.
Projection.
Trying to get
Not
into
a good
deep-
look on you.
Trying to get into deep talk over here. You bringing
just
up
bring up fucking
molestation?
molestation.
Trying to get deep into
Well,
thoughts? Is that what you're going to say?
How do you know that? That's weird. that you-
Because he thought she was hot.
I remember everything.
I know, but I didn't even remember that until just now.
I don't know.
Whoa, there must be something in my subconscious that doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. I
owls.
called it out,
Blocked it out.
dude.
Damn, dude.
You know, he's making fun of me because I'm a drunk, but I remember shit still. Dude. It's crazy.
You should be wearing this, not you.
A lot of times that I hang out with Nick, though, I don't remember it.
That's true.
Now that I'm sober,
many
I
times
think
we got-
everybody else should be sober.
How many times have we got kicked out of fucking...
Typical
Zips.
sober thoughts. Yeah.
we never got kicked out of Zips. We got kicked out of fucking Dave and Buster's twice.
What the fuck? What were you doing at David
Getting
Buster's?
wasted.
Getting fucking hammered.
Dude. What do you think?
Nick and I are a bad combination.
Fucking ragers, dude.
Because we both don't know when to stop. So it's not a good combination of people.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Good times, dude.
Good times. We've really grown up since then, don't you think?
Yeah, it's been a weird,
journey.
long... It has been a long, weird journey.
Yeah.
I kind of
Long and winding
love
road.
it in a weird way.
Remember when you guys shared an apartment?
Yeah,
Yeah, me
for 2
either.
seconds.
You didn't live there.
I barely lived there.
Stop trying to roast. We discovered you can't do
I
it.
was going through mental problems. I was feeling emotionally damaged
Yeah.
at that point in my life.
That was weird. That was a weird time, dude.
That was a horrible time in my life. Okay, sorry. No, I just enjoy getting older. I really enjoy getting older. That's all.
I do too, because
That's
you
all
get
I'll say
some
about
kind
that.
of wisdom, or I
Yeah.
guess like a little bit more
That
like
was so dumb.
Stable.
stable. That's the word. Exactly. You're like, I remember a couple, like maybe 20 episodes ago, and like it's just another like weird callback that I remember stuff, CJ. I'm telling you. But no,
Proof.
it's like when a spider like fell down in my shower, and when I was taking a shower, and like before that would just fucking ruin me. Like I'd be just distraught for like a day or a week or something, and you're like, oh, that's good. You're just getting over little hurdles because you're like, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like we can move past. Like you get through trauma, you go through mistakes, you're like hiccups, and it's nice to have like. As also, I'll call you out, dude.
Call me out, dude.
This retraction thing back of being like, yeah, dude, you still fall down, but like, what's the time span of getting back up? Because before I would be depressed for fucking 6 months, man, and now it's like I'll have a day.
That's good.
Like literally, like it won't be more really than unless like I have like external things going on, but it's not that same way where like I'm just like bogged down for months, years even.
Yeah.
Dude. You know, like that's growth in a way.
That's definitely progress for sure.
That's one thing about quitting smoking weed that I've noticed is every time I quit smoking weed, the depression part goes way, way down. Like this past weekend, like my truck broke down. I wasn't able to make money. I thought I was going to get evicted. Like I was pretty bad. And it started to hit me, and like to the point where I'm just like, I know I need to do something, but I just need to go lay down for a minute. You know what I mean? And then I wake up, and it's like midnight. And I'm like, fuck, dude. But it was 2 days. I got up, the next morning. I wrote some jokes, and I was like, all right, what do I need to do? And it's just like that my sober brain wants to go. It wants to do stuff. Yeah. Whereas when I'm smoking all the time, it's like it's like I want to smoke, and then once I've smoked, I just want to chill out and feel bad,
Yeah, go to like cruise control and like internalize in a way.
Yeah, so that is one thing that I think is good for myself, because I noticed that too, and I was thinking about that recently. Like I haven't really like suicidal thoughts will sometimes come, but it's just like, whoop, there's that,
right?
And I'll just kind of be like, okay, I know I'm gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's here, and then it doesn't escalate the way it used to, probably after dealing with it for so like you said, for 2 years at a time being fucking depressed. Like I don't need to do that anymore.
Thank God.
But going back to like what you said, it's like something so small like that, like a fucking spider crashing your shower, dude.
I get that. Yeah.
Like that's what would make you.
That was a small example, but that like I would just start feeling like I like almost
but
like
something so minimal,
like,
so minimal like that.
But you spiral. That's the thing. Is like,
exactly.
It's
That's the
obsessive
thing.
thoughts.
There was a spider. Why do I fucking pay so much money for this?
Why
am I working so hard to pay all this money?
Why is this happening to me? Yeah, exact. That's
see, I wouldn't even go there.
You've been living in the
engine.
house, fucking smoking a peace
Whatever,
pipe,
dude.
not worried about
No running water.
dancing with child. It's
Calm
crazy.
down, Miss Muffet,
Living
dude.
in a fucking RV.
Yeah.
I wish.
Down by the
Me too.
river.
Yeah, honestly, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I get
because you
that.
just bought a house, dude.
I
If you
know.
really wanted to, you would have bought an RV,
Sorry.
dude.
We brought that up the last time you were on here. That you
Are you living in it now?
It's taking forever to get built.
Jesus Christ, fire him.
4 more weeks.
Doesn't fucking your husband have a couple of cousins that could help him up
Some
finish
primos.
the thing up?
Where the primos at?
4 more years.
he married. You have to remember, he married a white woman just like you, and like you're basically a white person. Dude.
Yeah, his kids. So Fernando works in like almost like 100% Hispanic school, and he was eating like veggie chips or something like that at work the other day. Yeah.
Mariposa, maricon.
Mariposa. And all the kids were like, what the fuck, Mr. Gomez? They're like, who are you? He's like, yeah.
Pinche.
Yeah, I pretty much.
Hey, look at this pinche joto,
Vegetables and
Pretty
mecos.
much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Fucking veggie straws over here. God
He uses
damn.
the dishwasher now. He hang dries a lot of his clothes.
I just started doing that. That's not an interesting thing to talk about, but yeah, I started doing the hang drying thing, dude.
Oh, it's the best.
It's
Hang dry for
revolutionary.
life. Hang dry for life.
Changes your life.
Hang
Europeans
dry,
again.
because he's trying to go back to his hometown, dude. That's
I
how.
know.
That's like all he saw in his backyard. is
You just hang
fucking
dry
land.
because you haven't gotten laid in so long, dude.
You don't know that's true.
You really don't. Yesterday morning.
There's some secrets, dude. Okay, there's secrets brewing, and I can't talk about it on camera.
You got secret
Why
thoughties,
not,
dude?
because this isn't the fucking place, Pedro. Chief fucking
Just tell us
Chief
this.
knows
Just tell us this,
dude.
Nick. You got a romantic interest brewing now?
Maybe.
Wait, what?
What?
Maybe it's not. You do or you
Is it
don't.
Chelsea?
You're working on a thing, right? You're working
What
on a
was that?
thing.
My different
Next
comment.
week-
There was another. I was like, okay, never mind. We got to get off.
Is her
this
name Chelsea?
No, dude.
I thought you said jealousy.
Chill.
Oh, I was talking about his ex-girlfriend from 7th grade.
For a second? Not until we find out.
7th grade.
Fucking goddamn chill, Bill.
The first
dude.
person who cupped his balls.
Wow, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea Handler, dude. Handling those balls.
We talked to us on the podcast, so we played Bad Boy, Good Girl.
Oh,
No, Good Boy, Bad
You
Girl.
were the girl, right?
I wish, dude. First set of titties I ever saw, dude. They're magical.
I'm sure they
Isn't
were.
that so life changing?
Oh, the first set of titties.
We're just seeing titties,
God.
dude.
Oh.
In person.
And
It's
they were
always-
nice, too.
Oh, especially when they're nice.
Does that happen for chicks when you see dong? Are you
No.
like, Damn, boy.
Okay, what part of the male anatomy is there something like that you grasp?
Calves.
Calves? I mean, that's something.
Don't look at my calves when you say that. Oh, you're married. You're married.
Yeah.
He's
No,
I got them. I got them
just chipped my
thick ass
tooth.
calves too,
Yeah,
boy.
you do, dude.
Yeah, he has really nice calves.
I gotta go home.
Is that a puddle under
Yeah.
you? Jesus Christ.
I think
Your water just break?
I don't think
For us, it's easy. I mean,
For
they're
chicks,
right
it's not
there.
really physical,
it's really
right?
not
Or visual.
I mean,
more
it's not
like,
visual. I think it's much more like how you're treated. I think there, of course, like men can be attracted, but like
You know
I'm
what that
not
is?
like,
I know
Disney
shit.
pressure, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking pathetic.
Yeah, but okay, but women's bodies are much nicer looking than men's are.
100%.
Like in terms of our,
guys in here.
Yeah, when you date Mexicans.
Jesus.
yeah, like,
We got Jack Skeleton over here. We got Skinhead.
Hey, I got a
fucking
nice body,
3000.
dude, all right?
And then we got
Tits McGee over here, dude.
big tits.
I've been hitting that fucking exercise. I've been hitting them weights, boy.
Don't.
He did it again. Didn't we say we were gonna fire him last time we did that,
Fired.
dude?
And I don't think most girls that you would like would want that. Do you ever
they
think
like
about that?
scrawny little
I don't give a
boys.
shit, dude. I need my body to be strong.
Right.
Otherwise, I feel
Fuck
insecure.
you for thinking he's doing it for other people, dude. He's doing it for himself.
It's true. I do feel better
No, I know.
Jesus.
when I look in the mirror.
Nick
and
works
I'm
out
like,
every day.
Yeah.
He knows. He gets it.
Yeah.
I haven't worked out in 8 years.
High five.
I can't.
I haven't either.
I literally can't imagine not doing that kind of shit anymore. Like I would spiral and just. And
It's not
hard.
a good feeling
It's hard.
for your body
It's
to
not.
just hurt for no reason.
I know it's
sucks.
hard. Like that's what sucks. I remember like literally every day. Some days are so difficult. I'm just like, God damn, this shit still sucks. You know, you do it for like 30, 45 minutes, but like it was worth it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. But like making yourself do it every day, it's still
Yeah.
it fucking sucks.
Well, Fern does it every day, and he's like so diligent about it, but he literally like fucking hates it.
exactly.
Yeah, it's the lead up is the hard part, and then about 5 minutes in, you're like, all right, this isn't
it's
so
getting on
bad.
your
an
back.
hour. This is 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then by the time it's over, you're like, feel pretty good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's weird.
The hardest part about yoga is getting on your mat.
Shut up,
That's it,
Adrian, dude. I love that. I love real thought, dude. Yoga with Adrian, dude. Fucking baddie, dude. I love those little rabbits here.
God
She makes little jokes sometimes. The other day, the other day she made this great joke, and so she was talking. She was like, she randomly brought up piano for whatever reason during a stretch. She's like, I can play this song, like the Butterfly, and she's like, comment below if you know how to do that. And she's like, I mean in the comments, and I was like, I would fucking laugh, dude.
Yeah.
yeah. It's okay, whatever, dude. She's hilarious.
It sounded like you guys had a real connection.
We have a real connection. That was who I was talking about earlier.
And he pulls
I fucking have fallen in love with TV characters, man. That's so embarrassing.
Me too.
Oh, we
I
all
know.
have we not? Is that just not a societal
Mr.
thing? No?
Feeney,
that's
you
good.
loved it.
Now I don't
Fuck
feel so
yeah.
bad about it.
Oh, we
'cause
all do.
Lorelai Gilmore?
And
Fuck.
especially after like bad breakups, sometimes you like start obsessing to like find something like trying
Ziva
to
from
put your-
NCIS, bro.
I don't know who that is, dude. Was that one of the
That's
dead
because
bodies?
you're not fucking 70 years old.
You look like it, dude.
Well, it's like fiction characters for me in novels. Like I became,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I was obsessive because we talk about first kiss at 16, right? I was like, I read like little like young adult like romances,
building
right?
up.
That's me in that YA
Yeah,
section.
and I was literally just like, oh.
I got my fingers down.
I don't want to get started on that.
Can we shout out Pilot really quick?
Yeah, shout him out,
I
dude.
do want to just play a little clip from his show. We had on last week, I know I mentioned it earlier, but Pilot Flying, follow him on Instagram.
That was such a fun episode
That was a
last
fun
week,
episode.
dude.
at Pilot_Flying. Yeah, it was great, man. He was a good guest.
Yeah, it was.
Unlike
Bro, when we said something outlandish, like you could just see it in his face because he said it early on. He said it early on. He's like, dude, I just talk with my face, and like we would say something like edgy or fucking, and he'd just be like, you know, just fucking take a step back.
And he
Shout
was
out
at
Pilot,
he was at the Tempe Hip Hop Festival this past weekend. Here's a little snippet of that.
I said I'm mighty high, shit I'm mighty fly. Yeah, she coming over, she don't know why. Said we mighty high, shit I'm mighty fly. Said she coming over, she don't know why. When you pulling up, make sure that it's proper. Smoking on spaghetti, yeah I got that pasta. Rolling up that good weed, I'm feeling like a roster. I keep it on game, you niggas fake. and that's imposter.
Hell yeah.
Did he
dude,
ask
shout
you to
out.
hype up it too, or
Yeah, were you his hype
practice
man?
that?
Huh? No, I was listening. That was one of my favorite tracks that I heard from him on
Where can we find his music? Dude?
Spotify, Apple Music. Follow him. Check him out. Pile of Flying.
Yeah, that
He's
was
dope,
fun,
dude.
dude. Anything else you want to talk about, Jen, before we?
I have
think-
lots of feelings, so we could be here all day.
I know, but I thought, aren't you trying?
you got a
have
resi
reservations,
over at
don't
fucking-
you?
Yeah, we're hitting.
Aren't we like at that
we're
time?
bumping up
Yeah,
against your
Fern,
time.
Fern, that was the last minute thing, but Fern wanted to like go because it's my last day teaching and kind of celebrate a little bit.
Yeah.
He's also on break, that motherfucker, for 5 days. That's one thing I don't get anymore.
God, special needs kids get more breaks.
I know.
They should have more school, so
I
they
would
kind of
say
get
so.
correct.
Yeah, fuck the reforming of the school system, dude. More school!
Just do it more.
Just do it. Dude.
Just do it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Nike.
I think I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Racist.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude. Why are you so racist, Pedro? Look at you over there appropriating the Native Americans and shit, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh,
Appreciating.
There's a
Cultural
lot of
appreciation, dude.
Hispanics, though, that have Native American.
Dude, we are Indian.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah,
like,
literally
I feel the same
Fernando-
way. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure Fernando has a family that's like mixed Native American, like, and from like,
Yeah.
he's lots of that. So maybe he's.
I was
Native
talking
American.
about just like my
Possible.
roots and, Aztec.
Look at that
Mayans,
complexion,
dude.
boy. You got so much Spain in you.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, dude. I'm not a Spaniard, dude. I didn't come over here and fuck shit up. I was born here, motherfucker.
You're half and half, dog.
Yeah, you have.
Or maybe like,
Are you happy?
80-20
yeah, he's
or
happy,
something.
dude.
No, you're not. Are you Hundy?
No, I'm full blown, dude.
Oh wow.
Full blown
Straight up
retarded.
Mexican.
So is Fern, but Fern's like such a widow, so like people judge him.
Such a widow.
Pedro too. Pedro's like a white girl. That's what I think.
Well, he's married to one.
Yeah.
But he
That's
is
what they
one
do.
on the
I'm
inside.
gender fluid, you asshole. Calm down. What the fuck? Just
I
throwing
wasn't
accusations,
insulting you.
dude.
I was
Just telling the
Whatever,
truth.
dude.
I was actually complimenting you. I think it's pretty sexy.
Yeah, because I look better in a dress than you do. Calm down, man.
He does.
You got them tits, dude.
I would say the three of you probably look better in a dress than I do.
No, don't say that, John.
Whoa, dude. We're fucking trying to end an episode. You're bringing it
Yeah.
on.
I know Nick didn't even say anything mean to me. I feel like it's like it can't end yet.
He's
I
growing.
just feel bad
Growing.
because I ruined
You fat piece of
everyone's
shit.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I feel better now.
I feel at home.
Yeah, we don't want to end on a
Thanksgiving.
low note. Should we talk about that Christmas parade massacre real quick?
I get. Well, what do you? Aren't you? I'm pretty sure you're trying to bounce.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't want to end on a low note. Let's talk about a bunch of kids dying.
And once again, you're joking.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Trash.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let's have you
Yeah.
back on soon.
in 50 episodes.
Yeah. Well, dude, let's get your hubby in here, dude. I want to
He's
talk
so.
to him, dude.
I know
we
we
gotta
wanted
get
him
him
to be
hammered. We
audience.
gotta get
I
him
thought he was gonna
hammered.
be-
Yeah.
He's so timid, Fern. Like I feel like
But he could have just been off camera laughing, and then we could slowly start kind of giving him a microphone.
you would totally have to get like intoxicated. Though,
You
'cause
could
he's
totally tell him,
so,
babe, nobody watches this. Like, nobody's
no,
going to.
it's
Yeah,
no.
literally, we haven't had one person on the live stream. Actually, Pedro, it was on your profile at first, so, and we had some people watching on there.
Oh, shit. You
And
have
then
to switch it over.
And I switched it over, and nobody's been
That's
watching
fine,
since.
too, though.
Sorry,
I mean,
dude.
That's okay.
That's not okay.
I'm
fucked up.
watching.
You should.
Watching myself in this camera. What's up, girl?
Yeah.
Jen,
Remember
thanks
last time you had your own camera and you were just doing poses?
Oh, I
the
was
whole
really,
time?
I was really feeling myself.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling myself as much today with the turkey headband. Something about it. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Disgusting bird.
know.
Turkey, dude.
Thanks for coming on, though.
Yeah, Jen.
Thank you
I love
guys.
you.
Always a pleasure. I love you.
It was
I'm
a
so
good
excited.
one.
So
Appreciate
excited
it.
for Thanksgiving. I'm so happy I can be there.
Me too. It's gonna be a fun ass time.
Who's
man.
going to start the first altercation, him or his dad?
Oh
They
no,
get along
my dad don't
now.
do that. No.
They do, yeah.
It's
they
actually
have-
me who's now the black sheep of the fam.
Because what I've learned to do is like I don't care. Like you can't change my dad, and we'll end on this. But it's like so. What I'll do is when he says something like off color, racist, or not something you shouldn't say, I
His
lean
shit's
into
always
it. I
on
lean
color,
into it
dude.
harder. Not always like make everybody else uncomfortable, like
Yeah.
but to get him uncomfortable. Like I don't think you should say that. Like I'm like I can top what you're trying to say here.
But do you
and make a
really now
joke out
kind
of
of
it.
see eye to eye a little bit with some of his ideology, or are you just
I-
doing that to lean in and make it funny?
I mean, Fox News is starting to feel a little bit more corrected than a lot of those other
Shout out
like
Tucker,
CNN,
dude.
MSNBC.
Well,
things with the
MSNBC,
news.
CNN is fucking trash too. but-
Fox News is trash. I mean, they have a lot of trash too. I'm just saying.
All corporate media is
Oh,
trash.
exactly, but it's
NPR.
it's strange. It is strange
Straight
though.
trash.
It's strange to see NPR is full
NPR went total
Oh, it's
libtard.
Oh,
crazy.
it's far more left than
So
it used to
that's
be.
what
It
I'm
used to be
saying.
actually really neutral, good medium,
Yeah,
Oh,
NPR was
moderate.
good.
It used to be really moderate. It's not anymore. I know. It's
Yeah, so
unfortunate.
I don't watch Fox News. Not something I go after, but like you'll share clips or clips will come on our YouTube. And I'm
Some
like,
of them are funny.
I'll be like, they're funnier. Like, oh, they're actually saying a counterpoint to what like the liberal media is trying to spread right now. And I'm all about that because I feel like, with the thing is, whenever somebody's in office, usually that message is the one that's, out there, like Joe Biden, like Democrat, the liberal.
Joey B.
And so that's like one of the only places I'm like, oh, thank God them or Joe Rogan or these people are fighting against the fucking machine in some way.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though they're fucking still idiots.
And all they have to do is just say what they see and not put too much fucking juice on it. And you're just like, oh, cool. I'm not insane. And, because the corporate media messaging is always so fucking slanted to the point where you're just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Who thinks this way?
As long
It's
as you
not
can think
true.
critically about it. As long as you,
Yeah. But I mean, if that was all you saw and you didn't go along with it, you would feel insane. You would feel like a crazy person.
For sure.
And that's probably how they kept everything like in their own lane for so long.
And now with the internet
kind of ruined it.
So we're just
And
going to
Who Do You
lean
Think You Are
in.
podcast.
We're going to lean in this Thanksgiving. There's gonna be no conflict.
Yeah.
Dad can't call me pretty school teacher anymore, though.
Whoa.
So what the fuck, man?
Do you ever have any like hot
Pretty
kids that you
pog,
would,
dude.
Oh, that's another episode.
That's episode 205, remember?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that number, but it stuck.
I
So,
think I know why.
Another subconscious like thing she did, dude.
You said you wanted me to make mean jokes to you.
I know, but
what do you want
I'm
from
trying
me?
to unpack
That's a
that
weight
one.
joke. 205.
I was a weight joke. Yeah, I caught
I didn't fucking get that one. I'm a 199 on a good day, fucker.
Okay, dude. This is ridiculous, bro.
He took everything from us. America's built on stolen land.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We love you. Jen, thanks again.
it.
Amor y paz.